Was Mary a Levite? Call me slow, but one of my commenters brought something up, and I was like, wait a minute, what? Apparently, I completely glazed over the fact that Elizabeth was one of the daughters of Aaron, making her a Levite. Now, she married a priest, Zacharias, and she had John the Baptist, making John the Baptist full Levite. Now, we know that Elizabeth was Mary's cousin, so Elizabeth was older, right? Probably 60 plus. And Mary was probably like 16. So whether they were even Stephen first cousins or first cousins once removed, they were still kind of closely related. And we know that Mary's father's line was Judah. This would be the ancestor they'd share if they were full first cousins, which would mean that Mary's mother was a Levite. Now, this could be one generation further, but it still means there was some Levite in Mary if we go by that biblical account, unless they were cousins via Elizabeth's mother's side and it's one generation further. But the Bible doesn't mention these things for nothing, so it is actually very likely that Mary had Levite in her, which means that Jesus had it in him too. That's interesting. Now, did you know that there are 41 generations from Mary to King David, but there are only 31 generations from Joseph to King David? So that averages an age of 27 years old for people to be having babies on Mary's line. And then from Joseph's line, they would have been about 37 years old. We know that King David was 50 when he had Solomon. So on Joseph's line, they were older, which results in less generations between David and Joseph. On Mary's line, they would have been younger, an average age of 27. So that's why I say, it could be right here, but it could also be right here if there was such a big age gap and Mary's people were actually a little bit younger. Still very interesting. And I also believe that Jesus was of the line of Melchizedek via Tamar. Remember, Judah and Tamar, her being of a priestly lineage, not Levite. I think she was a descendant of the order of Melchizedek. I think her father was a Melchizedek priest. That's interesting stuff.